Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number 4. Yes, day number 4, week 1, fall 2024 of our journey together. That's day number 4, week 1, fall 2024 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this afternoon's classes. So first of all, how are you doing today? How was your day today?
Good.
It was good? That's
Good.
good. That's good. Campbell and Vashti, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. How about you, Grace? How are you doing?
Good.
That's good. Trust you all had a wonderful day and you're ready for this evening's classes and ready to learn what we're going to be learning today. So on Monday and Tuesday, we do math. On Wednesday, that was yesterday. What subject did we do on Wednesday?
Language.
Language. We did reading comprehension, language. Today, we're going to be looking at science and social studies. And so let's begin. Let's head up. My name is Mr. Petit. Today is Thursday. So today is our last class for the week. We do not have class on Thursday. On Friday. We do not have class on Friday. We start back again on Monday. All right. So today is Thursday, which is the 5th of September, 2024. Our subject is, of course, let's start off with science. And the topic is, we're going to be looking at warm-blooded versus cold-blooded animals. Warm-blooded versus cold-blooded animals. So head up for me so we could begin the lesson. Arsenio, can you hear me? There's Arsenio. I wonder if you could hear me properly. Arsenio Delancey, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I need you to turn on your camera so I could be able to see you. So the topic for the day is warm-blooded versus cold-blooded. And so let me ask you a question. Well, first of all, have you ever heard of warm-blooded animals and cold-blooded animals? Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, sir. I have. Yes, sir.
You have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So based on your understanding of that, what type of animals are warm-blooded? What does it mean to be warm-blooded? What does that mean?
They live on land.
Warm-blooded live on land. Okay. Anyone else?
They
Okay, go ahead, finish. Najaria, what else you want to say? They live on land, or what else?
I have nothing else.
You have nothing else? Okay. Anyone else?
They don't have to use the sun to keep them warm.
They do not have to use the sun to keep them warm. Okay. That's warm-blooded. All right. So anyone else want to try? What do we mean by warm-blooded and cold-blooded? What's the difference between the two?
They're mammals.
They're mammals. Okay. Anyone else?
And cold-blooded is reptiles.
Cold-blooded or reptiles? That's what you think? All right. Anyone else want to try warm-blooded? So let me ask a question. Does warm-blooded mean that you have warm blood in your veins, and cold-blooded means that you have cold blood inside of your blood? What is that? Like, that's what it means? What do you think, Grace? Grace, do you know? Does cold-blooded means that your blood cold?
I think that just means that your body can't keep itself as warm as it would if you were cold-blooded.
As warm as you would if you were, okay. So I have two animals here, right? I have on the left-hand side, I have the wolves, and on the right-hand side, I have the snake. Which one is warm-blooded and which one is cold-blooded?
The wolf is warm-blooded. No, the wolf is warm-blooded and the snake is cold-blooded.
You think so? What do you think, Asia? Which is warm-blooded, which is cold-blooded?
I think the snake is warm-blooded
Okay. Yes, what do you think?
and
Okay.
the wolves are cold-blooded.
Okay. Anyone else want to try? Thank you, Asia.
The wolves are warm-blooded and the snake is cold-blooded.
Okay. That's what you think?
The wolves are warm-blooded and the snakes are cold-blooded.
Okay. Anyone else want to try? Arsenio, what do you think? Which one of these two is warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
The snakes are warm-blooded and the wolves are cold-blooded.
Okay. What type of environment is the wolves in? Cold or warm?
Cold.
Cold?
Cold.
What type of environment is the snake? Cold or warm?
Warm.
Warm. So which is warm-blooded? Which one is cold-blooded?
The wolves are cold-blooded.
Think the wolves are cold-blooded?
I think the snake is cold-blooded.
You still think the snake is cold-blooded? Okay,
I
so
know the snake is
you
cold-blooded.
know the snakes are cold-blooded. She didn't even answer. She know. Okay, so this is the trick about warm-blooded. Warm-blooded animals have the ability to live and survive and thrive and move even if it's cold. So the warm-blooded would be the wolves. So they are active even in a cold environment, right? And the cold-blooded, they need the sun in order to heat up. They depend on their outside environment to adjust their body's temperature. And so the snake is a cold-blooded. So typically reptiles are cold-blooded. Also amphibians are cold-blooded, right? But mammals and birds are warm-blooded. Also fishes are also cold-blooded as well. So cold-blooded, there's only really two groups of animals that are warm-blooded. That's mammals and that is birds. But fishes, reptiles, amphibians like frogs and lizards and crocodiles.
Komodo dragon.
So all of those cold-blooded, all of those animals that are either reptiles, amphibians or fishes, they are cold-blooded. So here's the difference. So the difference between warm-blooded and cold-blooded, you don't have to write this down yet. I'm just showing you the pictures of it. So warm-blooded, read this, Najara. Warm-blooded, what do we know about warm-blooded?
Animals that are able to maintain a nearly constant body temperature.
Very good. And Grace, what do we know about cold-blooded?
Animals that aren't able to maintain a nearly constant body temperature.
Very good. So warm-blooded animals are able to keep their body temperature the same, right? Regardless of the environment. Cold-blooded animals, depending on the environment they're in, they change their body temperature. So if we look at this bear, this grizzly bear, anyone want to be next to this grizzly bear? Anyone wants to be next to this grizzly bear?
No, sir.
No? No. Why not?
They bite you.
They could bite you, they could eat you, right? So, but let's look at
They
the
bigger than us.
yeah, they bigger.
They're fishes.
Yeah, they bigger than a lot
He
of us.
looks adorable, but I wouldn't sit next to him. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, they good as teddy bears, but they're not good in real life. So if we look at the polar, it's not a polar bear, but this is a grizzly bear. If we look at this bear, if we look at its temperature, right? Regardless of it's cold or regardless of it's hot, its body temperature is around the same, right? It stays the same. So warm-blooded are able to keep their body temperature the same. But let's look at this frog or this toad, right? When it's cold, what happens to its body temperature? It goes what?
It drops.
It drops.
It drops.
It drops.
It drops.
It drops. Its body temperature drops when it's cold. But when it's hot on the outside, its body temperature what?
Rise.
Goes up, right? It
It
rises.
rises.
It rises. Good. And so that's very important. Vashti, I need you to be sitting in front of a desk. Sit up, please. Same thing with Grace. Sit up. Okay, so that's very important that you know that cold-blooded, they change their body temperature based on the temperature on the outside, but warm-blooded is able to keep their body temperature the same. So question, which one, whether warm-blooded or cold-blooded, is able to keep their body temperature the same? Which one?
Warm-blooded.
Which one?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded, very good. Warm-blooded. Which one?
Warm-blooded.
Which one changes their body temperature based on the environment on the outside?
Cold-blooded.
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 Very good, cold-blooded. So let's write that down. So that's gonna be what we're gonna be talking about today. The difference between warm and cold. Which one you rather be, warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
You rather
Warm-blooded.
be cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded. I'd like to say warm, please.
You like to stay warm? Okay. She said she rather warm-blooded. Najara said she rather be warm-blooded. Okay. Well, the thing about warm-blooded is that, I mean, cold-blooded, if it's too cold on the outside, you can't go because you have to stay wherever you are because you can't be running in the snow. You just could stay inside because it's too cold. But if you are warm-blooded, your body is able to make its own heat to keep you warm even when it's cold, right? So let's write this down. So the animal kingdom, yes, Najara?
Are we warm-blooded?
Yes, that's a very good question. Human beings are warm-blooded. So, because we are able to generate our own heat, right? So right now, if you want to be extra hot, what could you do? All you need to do is go outside and run a mile. If you run a mile, what's gonna happen? What's gonna start happening? You're gonna get what?
Sweaty.
You're gonna get hot. Yeah, you're gonna get very hot. You know why you get very hot? Because your body is able to make its own heat, right? Snakes can't do that, right? Crocodiles can't do that. Their body are not able to generate its own heat. Only warm-blooded is able to do that. So the animal kingdom is divided into two main groups. What are the two main groups? Vertebrates
And invertebrates.
and invertebrates. What do we know about vertebrates?
They have backbones.
Very good, vertebrates. Write this down for me, please. Again, make sure I write this down. I need you to write this down. All right, make sure you're writing this down. Arsenio, you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
Good. Vertebrates are animals that have backbone, and invertebrates are animals without backbone. Now, we can take our vertebrates. By the way, we can take our vertebrates, right? And we can divide it into 5 classes. So vertebrates, let me write that down. Vertebrates can be divided into 5 classes. What are those 5 classes? Number 1, mammals. What else?
Reptiles.
Reptiles. What else?
Birds.
Birds. What else?
Fish.
Fishes. And what else? There's one more.
Or I can't pronounce it.
You can't pronounce it? Start with A.
Amphibians.
Amphibian.
Amphibians, very good. Amphibians. Amphibians. All right. All right, so vertebrates can be divided into 5 classes: mammals, reptiles, fishes, and amphibians. And then vertebrates are animals that have, write this down, let me highlight this. Vertebrates are animals that have backbone, and invertebrates are animals without backbone. So go ahead, Asia, and read this for me, please, the first paragraph.
The animal kingdom is divided into 2 main groups, vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are animals that have backbone, and invertebrates are animals without backbone. Vertebrates can be divided into 5 classes: mammals, reptiles, birds, fishes, and amphibians.
And amphibians, very good. So what are the 5 classes that vertebrates can be divided into, Arsenio?
Mammals, reptiles, birds, fishes, and amphibians.
Very good. Vashti, what are the 5 classes that the vertebrates can be divided into?
Mammals, reptiles, birds, fishes, and amphibians.
Very good. And Grace, what are 2 main groups in the animal kingdom?
Vertebrates and invertebrates.
Vertebrates and invertebrates. All right, so let's continue. So let's talk about warm-blooded and cold-blooded. So warm-blooded. Like we said before, warm-blooded, let's say warm-blooded animals. So these animals these are animals that can keep their body temperature the same no matter what the temperature is on the outside. So they're able to keep their body temperature around the same. And if the temperature on the outside gets too cold, but it tries to bring it back down. If the temperature on the outside gets too warm, but it tries to cool itself down. And that's why we sweat, right? We sweat because that's the body's a temp. We call it thermoregulation. Thermoregulation. That's the body's attempt to regulate the body temperature, to bring it back down. So when it's hot, you sweat because the body is trying to cool itself, right? So their bodies have special ways to produce heat when it's cool and to cool down when it's hot. How many persons that sweat a lot? Like you sweat a lot. Arsenio?
I do.
Asia says she sweat a lot. Right? Especially in the summer, oh boy. And the current turn off, you sweat a lot, right? So that's your body trying to keep you cool, right? That's because you are warm-blooded and your body is trying to keep the temperature about the same, right? Now, examples of warm-blooded, well, let's continue. This allows them, let's write this down. This allows them to stay active in different temperatures. Examples of warm-blooded animals include mammals. What are some examples of mammals? Humans, wolves,
Elephants.
um,
Elephants.
what else we have? Anything that has like fur on them, or like even, oh, by the way, it's not only, um, like mammals don't only live on land. Some mammals live in the water. So, for example, what is a mammal that lives in the water? Anyone know?
Dolphin.
A dolphin, yeah. Dolphin is a mammal, right? And it's warm-blooded, and also whales, right? So warm-blooded doesn't mean that you live in the water, right? So you could be warm-blooded and, sorry, cold-blooded doesn't mean that you live in the water. It just means, because you have some warm-blooded animals that lives in the water too. Cold-blooded just means, and then you have some cold-blooded that live on land. So cold-blooded could live on land or water. Warm-blooded could live on land or water. So your location or your habitat doesn't determine whether you're warm-blooded or cold-blooded. What determines it is if you are able to keep your body at a constant temperature or not, right? So warm-blooded, let me put a dot, warm-blooded animals can live in a wide range of environments because they can regulate their own body temperature. All right, now let's talk about cold-blooded animals. Now they are the opposite. So cold-blooded, by the way, it should be like a hyphen between them. Cold-blooded animals. By the way, not Arsenio. Najara, can you read the paragraph on warm-blooded before we go on the cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded animals. These are animals that can keep their body the same no matter what the temperature is on the outside. Their bodies have special ways to produce heat when it's cold and to cool down when it's hot. This allows them to stay active in different temperatures. Examples of warm-blooded animals include mammals, humans, wolves, dolphins, etc. Warm-blooded animals can live in a wide range of environments because they can regulate their own body temperature.
Very good. And go ahead. Grace, can you read warm-blooded animals?
Warm-blooded animals. These are animals that can keep their body the same no matter what the temperature is on the outside. Their bodies have special ways to reduce heat and when it's cold and cool down when it's hot. This allows them to stay active in different temperatures. Examples of warm-blooded animals include mammals, humans, wolves, dolphins, etc. Warm-blooded animals can live in a wide range of environments because they can regulate their own body temperature.
Very good. I should mention mammals and birds. I forgot to mention birds and birds because birds are also warm-blooded as well. So make sure to put that in your notes as well. Put birds, not just mammals, but birds as well. So Arsenio, where's Arsenio? Arsenio, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What do we mean by, in your own words, what do we mean by warm-blooded? What does that mean? Warm-blooded animals.
They can keep themselves warm in any given temperature.
So they could keep their body temperature the same. That's a better way to say it, right? They keep their body temperature the same no matter the temperature on the outside, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right, next, cold-blooded animals. So cold-blooded animals, they go with the wind, right? Whatever the temperature is on the outside, that's what they follow, all right? Their body temperature can increase and decrease drastically depending on what's happening on the outside. And so they have to use the outside as a crutch to help them to regulate their body temperature. So let's write that down. So cold-blooded animals. So these are animals that cannot control their body temperature on their own. So on their own. Instead, they rely on the outside environment. Indeed, their body temperature changes depending on the temperature, where? Depending on the temperature where? Their body temperature changes depending on the temperature where?
Outside.
On the outside. Very good. Depending on the temperature of their surroundings. So if it's warm outside, what would they be?
Warm.
They become warm, right?
Warm.
And if it's cold outside, what happens?
They become cold.
It will be cold.
They become cold. Very good. They become cold. So let's highlight some things. So they depend on the outside environment. All right. Now let's look at some examples of Examples of cold-blooded. Examples of cold-blooded animals. Include reptiles. What else? Amphibians. And what? And fish. Because, all right. So what are some examples of reptiles that you know that are reptiles, amphibians, and fishes that you know are cold-blooded? What are some examples? We gave one example. Sharks, yes, shark is cold-blooded. We gave some examples. We gave one frogs, yes, frogs. Lizards, yep, cold-blooded. So lizards, frogs, sharks. How about snapper? Is that warm-blooded or cold-blooded? Snapper.
Warm-blooded.
It's a fish, right? So it's if it's a fish, it's what?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Very good. How about grouper? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Why?
Cold-blooded.
Because it's in the category of fish.
It's a fish. Very good. How about crocodiles?
It's a reptile.
It's a reptile.
Warm-blooded.
How's it
Warm-blooded because they're
Cold-blooded.
cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Crocodiles? Cold-blooded, that's a reptile, right? Isn't it? Right?
Yeah. Oh.
Right, good. So reptiles, amphibians, and fishes, they are cold-blooded animals. Okay.
Cold-blooded.
So since let me since they rely or depend on, since they rely on the environment for heat, cold-blooded animals are often cold-blooded animals often need to bask in the sun to warm up or find shade to cool down. So they, in order for them to warm up, they have to use the sun to help them to warm up. In order for them to cool down, they need to go in the shade to find spaces to cool down. That's why you might see like a lizard may be under a rock, right? Or a snake may be under a rock, or they may be in the water because they're trying to cool themselves down. They don't want to be in the heat, right? Or they may be in a shady environment, right? Now, if it's extra cool, then they don't like to be outside. They like to stay in one particular place and don't move because they don't have enough energy to move, right? Good. I need Vashti to read Cold-Blooded Animals.
Pardon me?
Read Cold-Blooded Animals for me, please. Read Cold-Blooded Animals. Vashti.
Oh, sorry. Cold-blooded animals. These are animals that cannot control their body temperature on their own. Instead of rely on the outside environment. Instead, their temperature changes depending on the temperature of their surroundings. If it's warm outside, they become warm. And if it's cold outside, they become cold. Examples of cold-blooded animals include reptiles, amphibians, and fish. Since they rely on environment uh, for heat, cold-blooded animals often need to to task
To bask.
task in
To bask.
to bask to bask in the sun, to warm up, to run up or find shade to cool down.
Yes. Very good. All right. How many persons are still writing? Let me know if you're still writing. Okay.
I'm still writing.
I'm still ready.
Okay.
I'm still writing.
Good. Grace, what are you on?
I'm on cold-blooded animals.
Which part are cold-blooded animals? Which line?
These animals cannot control their body temperature. I'm on temperature.
Temperature. Okay. Asia, what are you on? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
Okay. And Arsenio, what are you on?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded. Okay. Which part of warm-blooded?
The green underlined part.
The green underlying part. Okay. And what's her name? Najara. What part? What number? Sorry, not what number. What part are you on? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
I'm a warm blood on the last temperature.
On the last temperature.
So the last temperature of warm.
The last line.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And Najara, you on warm-blooded still, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Please don't take too
I'm
long
a
with writing.
cold-blooded now.
As you're cold-blooded now, good. Please don't take too long to write because we have to move on. Arsenio, what are you on now?
In different temperatures.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to list some animals and you're going to tell me whether or not they are warm-blooded or cold-blooded. All right. Still keep on writing now. Don't stop writing, but just let me know what you think it is. Okay. Humans, warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded. Very good, because they are mammals. Starfish, warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, cold-blooded, because it is in the fish category. How about cats? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded, because they are mammals, right? Anyone like cats here? Anyone like cats?
I like cats.
You like cats?
I don't like cats.
Who say they don't like cats?
I don't like cats. I prefer dogs.
Who said that?
Me too. I don't like cats.
Me,
Who's me?
Grace. I said
Grace.
it.
Oh, Grace. I thought that was Arsenio, because I was just gonna say Arsenio, and you have a cat.
They always scratching me for no reason.
They always scratching for a reason. Okay.
I never know what I do.
I have a dog.
You have a dog, Najara?
Yes, sir.
What's the name of your dog?
Sky.
Sky. That's a pretty name. All right. So dogs, are they warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded for sure. Warm-blooded for sure. All right. How about alligators? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Yeah, cold-blooded for sure. Alligators are definitely cold-blooded. How about iguanas? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
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 Definitely cold-blooded. How about crabs? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Crabs, warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, that's correct, cold-blooded. And how about wolves? Warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded, 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 that's correct. Warm-blooded, that's correct. Okay, continue to write. Continue to write. I'm gonna come back and answer some more of these. What are you on, Vashti?
I'm on cold-blooded.
Which word?
Going on to the blue part.
Reptiles, amphibians?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, Arsenio, what do you want now?
Examples of warm-blooded animals.
You want examples of warm-blooded? All right. Okay, good. So let's move on to social studies.
No, not yet. Hold on.
I'm not done.
You're not
I'm
done?
almost done.
Okay.
I'm on the last
not
sentence
done.
in cold-blooded.
Okay.
I'm on cold-blooded, soon finish.
So I'm finished? Okay. So
I'm on the last sentence too.
you're in the last sentence? Okay. All right, we have to move. Let me put this on the side. Let me move this. Can I move the animal kingdom? It's divided in two. Can I move
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me move that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what that meant. Okay, so let me put this on the side. Um, all right, so I'm gonna move on to social studies now.
I'm finished.
Who say that's they're finished?
Grace
Grace?
did.
Okay, good.
I'm finished too.
Who's that?
Asia.
Asia, you finished all of the cold-blooded?
Yes, sir.
Good. That's very good. Where is Shanton?
I'm here.
All right. Okay, you could start writing the science notes, Shanton. But we are moving on to social studies.
I'm done.
You understand me, Shanton?
Yes, sir.
So write down the science notes. We did warm-blooded and cold-blooded, and then you could go on to the social studies notes. All right. You know what? No. Do the since we go on social studies now. Do the social studies notes first, and then go on to the science. Okay, Shanton?
Yes, sir.
I want you to be on the same page as us. Okay, so let's head up again for social studies. Only thing you gotta write is subject, just the subject that we are on. So put subject, social studies, and let me make sure this is normal. Put this like this. And the topic is and the topic is the leucines. All right, has anyone ever learned about the leucines before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
Okay, good. Tell me, what do you know about the leucines? What do you know about them? You don't know? You all tell me all.
That they were
They were
enslaved.
the first.
I forgot.
You
I
forgot?
The first
Okay.
people.
They are the first what?
The first people to come to the Bahamas.
Very good. They were the first inhabitants of the Bahamas. Okay, what else you know about the leucines?
They were slaves.
They were slaves. How did they look? Did they come with like, do they dress with suits and necktie and
No.
No,
No.
sir.
They
They
wore
were
very
painted,
little clothing.
painted themselves.
they wore very little clothing. Did they paint themselves?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They painted on their face.
Yeah, they paint. What sort of house they live in? Like
They live in hay house
oh, not hay houses, but
or kayak. No kayak. A hammock.
House.
okay.
A hut.
A
They were
straw
hut?
house.
living in a mini hut.
A hut. Okay, good. What else? What else do we know about them? Like,
They sleep in hammocks.
they sleep in hammocks. Yeah, they sleep in hammocks. Okay, so how about this picture? Is this a good representation of the Arawaks or the Leucines?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they wore very little clothing. They had a simple way of life. They used to fish. They used to hunt. What is this in the background? What is this, these stuff? What they use that for?
a kayak.
A kayak.
Yeah.
What they use this for? What they use this for?
To go fishing.
From the pirates.
To go fishing.
To go fishing, right? They call this the canoe, right? They use this to go fishing, right? All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about the Lucayans, right? So let's write this down. So Lucayans is the name we give. Write this down for me, please. Make sure I write this down. So Lucayans is the name we give to the early I don't like how this is. Right, control the stay. So here it is stay. So Lucayans is the name we give to the early inhabitants of the Bahamas. They descended. So the Arawaks or the Lucayans were descendants of the Arawaks. So they descended from Arawaks. All right, so they descended from the Arawaks who migrated out of South America. So let's talk about how they looked, right? So how do they look and, you know, what do they have and stuff? So the Lucayans were, go ahead.
They had little clothes.
They had little clothing, very good. So let's talk about their skin color. So they were what? Brown skin.
Dark brown.
Brown skinned people. Yes, Najara.
I can't see the rest for the science. Or
Can't see the rest.
no, sir.
How about now?
No,
So
sir.
you still can't see it? Okay, let me see if I could. Okay, how about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Lucayans is the name we give to the early inhabitants of the Bahamas. They descended from the Arawaks, who migrated out of South America. They were brown-skinned people. They were quite tall. And they had broad faces with broad faces. And what kind of eyes do you think they had? How do you describe? Brown.
Brown.
Not the color, like what type of eyes? Was it big goggly eyes or was it more slanting eyes?
Planting eye.
Planted.
Slanting eyes. So they had more like a slightly Indian or Chinese look, right? So they're quite tall with broad faces and slanting eyes, right? Now, how would we describe their hair? What color was their hair?
Black.
Yeah.
Black.
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 Right?
Very long.
Black.
Yeah. So they had straight black hair. Black hair. Sometimes, and the style that they like to use is the putting basin style. I'm going to show you what that look like. So they had straight black hair, sometimes cut short in a putting basin style with a piece left long behind. So the type of style that they used to use, what we call the putting basin style. It's pretty nice, but they used to do it where they have a piece left at the back, all right? So I'm gonna show you the putting basin style, right? So this is an example of what we mean by the, let me show you it. This is an example of what we mean by the putting basin style. So imagine that you had a lot of hair in the front, and then you put like a container, and then you cut around the edges, right? And then you see you'll be left with just this in the front, right? But what the Arawaks used to do is that they used to leave stuff at the back. So it's cut short in the front, but they leave it in the back. So like this lady here, she has a putting basin style, right? Cut short in the front, but it's in the back, it's long. Same thing with this one. She has a putting basin style as well. So that's kind of the style that the Arawaks used to
I
have.
can't see it.
You can't see this?
I cannot see the picture.
Oh, y'all can't see my pictures?
I
Okay.
can't see it too.
Okay, let me show you. Let me start from the beginning.
No, so I can't see it.
Okay. All right. I thought y'all could see my pictures. So let me go back. Let me go back. All right. So let's go back and let me share my screen again so I can share the entire screen. Okay, you can see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the putting basin hairstyle. So you see that this person has a lot of hair, right? In the front. So imagine if you take a container and you cut the front and you cut all around and you see how it cuts short in the front, right? That's the putting basin style, right? Now what the Arawaks used to do, same thing with this lady. She has the putting basin style, right? It's cut short in the front, right? But in the back, it's allowed to flow, right? Y'all like the style or no?
No, sir.
No, sir. That doesn't look kind of.
No, sir.
I
No,
don't like
It's
it.
okay.
you
It
don't like
looks okay, but I wouldn't put it on my hair.
it. Looks
It
okay.
looked like a bowl on top of your
It
head.
looked like a bowl on top of your head, right? Yeah. So this is another one. She has a putting basin style, right? Cut short in the front, but in the back, it's allowed to flow, right? And then we have this man. He has the putting basin style too. You see, cut short in the front, right? Same thing with this man. I think this boy represents the best way how the Arawaks resolve it. So as you can see, the putting basin style cut short in the front, but the Arawaks used to have the rest of the hair flowing in the back. All right, makes sense? Does that make sense? So that's the putting basin style. Okay, now let's talk about what they used to do with their babies. So what the awaks used to do is they used to flatten the heads of their babies. So the awaks used to flatten the heads of newborn babies, right? Now, why do you think they would do that? Why do you think that they would flatten the head of their newborn baby?
Because they thought it looked
They thought it's pretty.
They thought it was pretty,
They thought it looked beautiful.
so it was for fashion. And what else? What else? It also was to what? Make their head what? More thick.
Wider.
More thick,
More
right? It used to make their head more thick so that it could protect them, right? So the awaks used to flatten the heads of newborn babies by fastening boards to them.
My mic was on mute.
Okay. Y'all get at me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're breaking up on my screen.
I'm breaking up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're not breaking up on mine.
Okay.
You're breaking up on mine.
Okay. So the awaks used to flatten the heads of newborn babies by fastening boards to them. This was done. So this was done for fashion and beauty. All right. So we can stop right there. Okay, so that's that. Let me I'm gonna put the notes for the science inside the chat because what's his name? Shanton was not there to get them. So I'm gonna put it inside the chat. It's too long. And then we're gonna do the exercise that comes with this. All right, so based on this passage, Shanton, what was the color of the skin of the Lucayans?
Brown.
Brown skin. Najara, what type of hairstyle they used to like to wear? Najara?
They cut short and they put in basin style with a piece left behind.
Very good. Grace, who are the Lucayans descendants of?
The Lucas were descended from Arawaks who migrated out of South America.
Very good. Good. Now, every time we're doing, thank you so much. Now, every time we're doing social studies, and we're talking about things that happened in the past, always take it with a grain of salt because we were not there. So we're just going based off the history books that we have, the lessons that we have, and the books that are written based on the stuff. So always take it with a grain of salt. Nonetheless, these are things that you need to know for your exams. And these are things that they expect you to know. So memorize them and learn them, but take it with a grain of salt because we were not there, right? We're just going off of what historians say and what our books that they give us say. So let's go ahead and go to the grade exercise, right? The grade exercise number 1. We're gonna start off with true or false. A dog is a cold-blooded animal. True or false? A crocodile, a lizard, is an example of a cold-blooded animal? What group of animals are able to keep their body temperature the same? Which group of animals is able to keep depend on the outside environment to regulate their body temperature? What is the name we give to the early inhabitants of the Bahamas? Why did they give two reasons why? Why the rocks flatten the heads of their newborn babies? Number 7. Describe the skin and height of the Lucayans. All right, so just 7 questions for now. Anyone on the questions or no?
I'm on the question.
I'm on
I'm
number
question.
2. No, actually, number 3.
Number 3, okay. Yes, Najara?
Never mind. I was just wondering if we should start writing it.
Yes, you could start writing it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Shanton, what do you want now?
I'm still doing the thing what you sent me.
You mean the notes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Grace, what number you on? Grace, what number you on? Grace, what number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Okay. Asia, what number you on?
I'm on number 2.
Number 2, okay. Yes, Grace, you have a question?
I just wanted to tell you that currently my mom's at work, so I won't be able to send the work to you until later this evening.
Okay. Yes, Najara.
Do we circle the answer or just write it at the end?
You could I would recommend that you write it at the end. Write it at the end.
Okay.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Asia, what number you on?
I'm on number 3 now.
Number 3, that's good. And Vashti, what number you on?
I'm still on number 3.
Okay. Arsenio, what number you on?
I'm on number 3, but I had to skip a page where I could leave a little bit of space so I could write the rest of my notes later.
You have to write the notes.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were saying something because I saw your background going green. I couldn't hear you just now if you were saying something.
No.
Okay. I mean, yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes, Vashti.
My mom's phone is charging, so she said when her phone finishes charging, she's gonna send my pictures to you.
All right, no problem. Najara, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Number 4. Okay, that's good. Asia, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Okay, and Arsenio, what number you on?
Number 3.
3. Shantawan, you still writing the notes?
Yes, sir.
What are you on?
I'm almost finished.
What are you on?
I'm on. I'm on birds, warm blood.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Pretty.
Uh-huh.
For number 3, it says what group of animals are able to keep their body the same temp? What group of animals are able to keep their body temperature the same?
Yes.
Is it meaning the classes or
Oh, you mean order warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
okay? Thank you.
What's the word you use? Don't use okay. It's either yes or no. So
Yes, sir. You stop sharing screen.
yeah, that's no problem. And Najara, what number you on?
I'm on number 5.
Number 5, okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Vicky, can you zoom in a little more because I can't see it?
No problem. How about now?
Thank you.
Asia, what number you on?
I'm finishing number 5.
Finishing number 5. Okay. All right, it's 5:51. I'm gonna give y'all 1 more minute so we could hurry up answer these
I'm finished.
before it's time to go. You finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need you to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
I'll send it to you later because my mom's at work right now.
That's Grace. Let me see it. Show me your book. Let me see. Okay. Start from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Next page. All right. Thank you. All right. Okay, we have to start answering these questions. We have to go. Okay, so let's begin. So, number one, it says, Asia, read number one for me, please.
Number 1. Truth or false? A dog is a cold-blooded animal.
Very good. A dog is a cold-blooded animal. Is that true or is that false? Would you like for that one?
True. True.
A dog is cold-blooded?
False.
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 It's a
False.
mammal.
False. A dog is warm-blooded. How many persons got that right? Let me know, please.
I did. I did.
I
Right.
did.
I did.
Good.
I did.
Good. If you got it wrong, please make the correction. Our dog is warm-blooded. All right, number 2, a lizard is example of a cold-blooded. True or false?
True.
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 True. A lizard is
Wow.
example of a.
I
How many
got that
persons, how many
one
persons
right.
got that?
I got that one right.
Very good.
I
I
got
got
that
that
one right.
one.
Very
I
good.
got that one right.
Very good. Shanton, are you still writing the notes down?
I'm on fine shade to cooler.
Okay, what I want you to do is I need you to afterwards take a picture of your notes and send them to me via WhatsApp, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Next question. Which group of animals are able to keep their body the same temperature?
Warm-blooded.
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 Warm-blooded, very good.
I'm finished.
Warm-blooded.
I'm finished the notes which you sent me on the chat.
Very good. Take a picture of them and send it to me, Shanton. Number 4, which group of animals depend on the outside environment to regulate their body temperature?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. How many persons got that?
I got that.
I got that.
Very good. If you got it
I
right,
got
please
that.
put a
I
tick.
got that.
If you got it right, please put a tick. If you got it wrong, make the correction.
Okay, got it right.
Good. All right, next. What is the name that we give to the early inhabitants of the Bahamas?
The Lucayans.
The Lucayans.
Lion.
The Lucayans, very good. Give 2 reasons why the Arawaks flatten the heads of their newborn babies.
For fashion and
Fashion
beauty.
and beauty.
For fashion and beauty, very good. For fashion and beauty. Number 6. Describe the skin and height of the Lucayans.
This number 7.
I mean number
Brown-skinned
7,
and-
sorry. Number 7.
Brown-skinned and tall.
Brown-skinned.
And
And what
And
else?
quite tall.
And
brown
quite.
skin and quite tall.
Very good. Brown skin and quite tall. Very good. How many persons got all right?
I got all right.
I got
I got
all
all
right.
I got all right.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. I need you to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. And have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all on Monday. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.
I took a picture.
All right, good. Take a picture of your work and send it to me. All right. Take care, everyone.